It's no secret that Donald Trump's third presidential campaign is clearly not off to a good start. He hasn't done a single event since he announced he was running for president on November 15th. Hasn't done any speeches. He's done a couple little things at Mar-a-Lago. Basically people are having events there anyway, and he kind of shows up and hijacks the microphone for a bit. But beyond that, he really hasn't even left Mar-a-Lago. He just goes and he plays golf every day, and he comes back and he rants and raves on Truth Social. So, how do you save a failing campaign? He's getting killed in the polls, right? Ron DeSantis is now mopping the floor with him. President Biden in head-to-head matchups, destroying Donald Trump. The guy's got no chance in hell of becoming president again. But don't you worry, his aides, those people that are working on this campaign. And before I tell you their plan, let's also remember Donald Trump has decided to not hire a campaign manager. He doesn't want anybody really telling him what to do. He hasn't hired competent people. He's just brought in a bunch of yes men and yes women. So I tell you that to tell you this. They believe, according to Guardian reporter Hugo Lowell, some of those advisors and aides believe that the best thing that could happen to Donald Trump right now would be if he gets indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice. They think an indictment might be the only thing that can save this campaign. Now, plenty of aides working for Donald Trump think the exact opposite, right? They're the ones who are like, please do not let this man get indicted. Let's not get a picture of him in handcuffs. We sure as hell don't need a mugshot floating around. We know that that's bad for the campaign because we're not idiots. But then you have the other folks with the campaign who say, "Hoo boy, I sure hope the police come knocking on that door in Mar-a-Lago because that's going to send us straight up in the polls." The worst part is they may not be wrong. If Donald Trump were hauled away from Mar-a-Lago in handcuffs, or if he was forced to go to a local police department, turn himself in to be processed if he gets indicted, one of those two things would have to happen, by the way, if he gets indicted. His base is going to rally around him, right? We will see that happen. But outside of that base, like 95% of the country is going to look at that as a terrible thing that is effectively a death nail in his coffin, right? We probably don't want to support somebody who's currently facing criminal charges. Somebody who has to go to trial and could end up in prison. Not exactly the kind of person we want at the top of the ticket. So yes, it will galvanize his base. That's undeniable. But for the normal people out here in America, whether you're just a normal independent voter, whether you're a normal Republican, having a candidate that is under indictment isn't exactly the kind of thing you want to see on the ballot. So the group of aides who say, no, we don't want an indictment, they are right. The ones who think this will send his campaign skyrocketing up the polls, they're the idiots. Because he'll get a quick, immediate bounce, but only from his base. But even that isn't going to last long because that base is actually still getting smaller by the day. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.